Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are diving into Azure DevOps and focusing on variable groups in, in Azure Classic Pipeline. Variable groups are powerful feature that allows you to manage and also reuse variables across multiple pipelines, make your workflow more efficient and maintainable. So, before we dive into the details, let's let's quickly talk about what are the variable groups. In Azure Pipeline, a variable groups is a collection of variables that can be shared across multiple pipelines. So instead of defining the same variables, let's say over and over again in each pipeline, so you can create variable group once and link it to as many as you want, let's say pipeline. This is especially useful for managing environment specific configuration, connection settings, or any other, let's say, share variables. So as you can see here in this dashboard, or let's say this page, so I have this pipeline here. And if I would like to use, for instance, let me just show you, I would like to use this resource group here. So what I have to do is just add the variable here. Now the issue here, when I have let's say create a new pipeline. Let me just create a new pipeline classic. Let's just do it classic. And Azure DevOps, this is fine. Continue empty. Let me just do it empty job, and this one will be local host agent. So if I use, let's say, let me just add uh, print. Oops, no. Okay, let me just add here PowerShell. PowerShell. And what was the variable? This. For instance, I need to copy this and put it in line. And for instance, I need to is for instance like this. Just let's try to run this. This is the resource group variable which is defined in this pipeline. And I would like just to see or to figure out if this variable is already can I use it, let's see, reuse it from another pipeline. Let me just save and run. I have also to run the pipeline cd agent run. Yeah, because I have the build agent in my PC local host. So I also had upload a video on how to use self agent. So now let's see. Now can starts running. Now we will see what's going on here. Because it has to clone the repo and this run this command here in the PowerShell. So it should be empty. Okay, or maybe error. Perfect. So even better. So you can see the resource group is not defined. Now, how to let's see. So now this is the advantage of using a variable group. So as I said, instead of defining the same variable. For instance, this variable I have to go to edit and define this variable. For instance, put it here by adding a variable. But there's also a variable group, which is this one here. But before going to this, I need to create a variable group. So let me just give you some advantage of variable groups. It's centralized management. So manage all your variables in one place, making it easier to update and maintain them. So assume that you have defined 3 or 4 variables. These variables will be, let's say, common in all of these pipelines. And in a certain point, you would like to change the variable value, or maybe adding some other variables. This is it will be a centralized management and reusable. As I said, you can use it in all of these pipelines. And also security, it you can save also secure or secure information like password or API keys. And now let me just go to the variable groups. So where should I find variable groups? It's in library. Now I have here, you can see variable groups. Click here and let me call this, I don't know, var variable group, for instance. Now I need to add variables here. Let me just add group, and here I have to add the value, for instance, group 2. Now assume that you need to add username, user, and for instance, deep. Now we need to add password. But you can see here, I don't need to show it to somebody. So I'll just click here to change it to secret, and now I can type. So for instance, any password you can decide. No, it will be also saving key. Now let me just save this variable group, and if I go to my pipeline, then you will, let's see this one, and edit. And instead, as I said, instead of adding these variables here, I can just click here, and now variable groups. Click here, and you can see I have 2 groups. I will just put it here. Link it to this group, var group. Now let me just go to this pipeline. The see, I forgot. I forgot the names. So let's see group. Then user first, password. Um, okay, so now these variables will be used even if I'm not defined it here. So let's just check if we can run this. Okay, I still have error. Okay, I know what's the issue. So for this, we need to use this string. I hope it should work now. as you can see, it should be reused in this. Emma password is not okay. Yeah, you can see here. This is the username. This is the value. I mean the group, and the password was T typo. I just forgot to add the right name. So if you see here, let me just remove this. It's not user group, user password. Now you can see it's still running. Now we can see our variables. Oh, see, group 2, username, and the password should be also secure. So the one question also here. So assume that I have, let's see, libraries, and they have another group. Let's see, var g2. Okay, and they have here group, and let me just make it 1000. Okay, now I will save and go to the pipeline and edit. You can see in the variables, it's now connected or linked to var3. Now I need to link it to the var1 hour. What is this? var2. Yeah. So it's not var3. It's just only it has 3 variables. You can see it here. Now, as you can see here, I have group and group here. But when I use it in the variable here, what do you expect to print? So I will see the latest link will be reused. So let me check. Mhm. See the group, the value of the group, it will be taken from the latest link. So because we have this is the latest. What is this? Go to the variables. So you can see this is the latest group. So it means the value, if we have a common variables name, let's see similar identical variable name, so it will be using this, the latest one. So maybe there's some questions here. I mean, yeah, we already see it. What happen if a variable is not in the group, is not defined in the group, as we have seen in the beginning. This will give you an error. So, and maybe a hint. So as you can see here, I'm using var2. So try to use a descriptive name for your group name. So for instance, empty variable or production secrets, and uh, related groups variable, keep variable that belong to the same environment. So if I using, for instance, this group here, so let's see, call it production, or let's say Azure DevOps, Azure machine learning. So I will define this, for instance, resource group, workspace, storage account, and etc. And for this here, for instance, for production, I will say, for instance, username, password, and so try to make it consistency. And that's it. I think for today, it should be enough. And if you know now how to create and reuse variable groups in Azure Classic Pipeline, and variable groups are the same. Let's say it's helpful for managing your pipeline effectively. So start using this in your project. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future tutorials. Thanks for watching and see you next time.